I'm Nate McDonald. I'm Derek Doherty.
I'm Johnny Teesort, and this is our project about exploiting proximity in the classroom.
Hello, welcome to legendary Morningside College. Today, we're going to be talking about exploiting proximity in the classroom. Now, some of you might be asking yourself, what is proximity? Well, sit back, relax, and I will tell you. Proximity is how close you are to something or someone. It deals a lot with working the crowd. Now, if the classroom is your stage, your students are your audience or crowd. You don't want them to get restless. According to Dr. Jim Brown, there are 3 zones of proximity: the red zone, the yellow zone, and the green zone. The red zone is the closest distance between the student and the teacher. Students in the red zone generally cool it. The teacher is closer to them in proximity, therefore they're more likely to be on task, displaying good behavior, and generally doing what they're supposed to be doing. The yellow zone is typically proceed with caution. The yellow zone are on task and behaving when the teacher is facing the students, but once the teacher turns his back, they enter the green zone. Green, as you might guess, means go. In the green zone, it is basically goof-off time. The students look up to see the teacher across the room with the back turned, and it becomes party time. So in the classroom, proximity relates to the distance between the teacher and their students. Proximity is important because typically the farther away from the student is from the teacher, the more freedom they believe they have, and also the more they think they can get away with. A common mistake made among teachers is that the closer you are to your students, the better. But that's not always the case. Let's watch.
Erica, good job. That's a good handwriting. Been working on it, haven't we? Meredith, how you doing? Good job. Here are your 5 right here. Yeah, good job.
And freeze. So you can see there's a lot of things going on here. When Mr. McDonald is facing the group and is in close proximity, this is called the red zone. They're attentive, they're doing their work. And as he started to come around here, as you can see, he entered the yellow zone. Now when the yellow zone comes, you do know that as soon as his back's turned, it's party time, and that's when they enter the green zone. Green means go. Norm, Mr. McDonald had his back turned. These two decided that it would be a good idea to turn their assignment into paper wads, paper airplanes. And as you can see, this close proximity is maybe just a little uncomfortable. You want to make sure that the student has plenty of distance, but an effective distance. It's important to remember that with small groups of students split up, to split the difference between groups. Do not turn your back to the other group. Instead, you can work from the side so he's still able to scan the room. Let's give him another chance.
Josh, come on, you can do it. We've been working real hard on this. Keep trying, you'll get it. How are you guys doing up here? Good. Class, let me know if you have any questions, okay?
Freeze. As you can see, that was a lot better try. Mr. McDonald did his nice sweep of the classroom here. He did never turn his back to the troubled kids, which is good. And positive reinforcement, making sure that he was a comfortable distance. He was splitting the difference here, and he could see everyone's paper. He could see what everyone was doing, making sure everybody's on task, making sure that they're doing their work. And he also made sure that he was managing the students who like to get off task. All right, so does everybody understand what we're doing now? Everybody got it? Josh, you have a question?
Yeah.
You need to come back there, or? Stop. All right.
Breathe.
Real funny.
Another important aspect of proximity is classroom management. Whereas many teachers worry about where furniture goes, and the most important aspect is where furniture does not go. Part of proximity in classroom management is being able to work the crowd, and you need to find the most effective way to be able to do so. Let's take a look at the classroom and try to scope out the classroom arrangement. Okay.
Alright, so that's the assignments. Everybody got it? Anybody got questions?
Yeah, I got a
You
question.
sure?
You show me how to do it.
Yeah. Okay, the rest of you guys can get started if you want. That's the way I look at things. Try this. See what you get. Good, let's try. Alright, good. Good. Nice work.
As you can see from that scene, the U-shaped arrangement was much better for classroom management. The teacher could never had his back turned to the students. He could help any student anytime. The teacher's desk was in the back of the classroom, so when the teacher goes to his desk, he can have his eyes on the students at all times.
Okay, class, so there were these 5 dudes, and they were asked to come up with the Declaration of Independence, and I can see their names were Roger Sherman, Robert Livingston, that one guy, and John Adams, and Marilyn Manson. Yep, those were the 5 of them. And so these guys.
As you can see, Mr. T-Sort is not engaging his students very well. He's allowing his students to be in the green zone because they have the green light to mess around. He is not engaging them well in the classroom. Mr. T-Sort is refusing to get out of his desk and is not working the crowd very well in the classroom.
Okay, class, as we read yesterday, there were 5 gentlemen who were responsible for drafting the first draft of the Declaration of Independence back in 1776. Now, as we talked about, they were Roger Sherman of Connecticut, one of the most important fellas that you've never heard of. The next was Robert Livingston, John Adams, Benjamin Franklin, and Thomas Jefferson. Now, these guys were all integral members of what we call the Founding Fathers.
As you can see, Mr. T-Sort is much more engaged with his class right now. He's up at his desk teaching. He's walking back and forth. He can have his eyes on everyone in the class. Mr. T-Sort is also demonstrating how to work the crowd because they now know they are alert, focused on the lesson, and they cannot jack around during this time.
So hopefully there's a couple things that you can take out of this presentation. One of the most important things that we talked about today was Brown's 3 zones of proximity.
Classroom arrangement.
And being able to work the crowd of students.
This concludes our presentation on classroom proximity.